Okay, please. Okay. Okay. I don't know why that happened. Of course, last week when no one was in class, I executed this perfectly and it was so easy and I just clicked a button and I went live. The only thing I can think of is I made the link on my phone and it kept saying like waiting for mobile stream. So I was trying to do it on my phone and then it also wouldn't let me do it on my phone. So, but that also wouldn't really be great because just the way it's set up, it's better to do these things on a computer for sure. But now I'm flustered. So that was like incredibly stressful. I think I'm just like holding on residual. Oh, and I hope everybody can hear me. I don't even know. Please utilize the chat box if you can't hear me or if there's any like internet connection issues or any questions at all. This is another one of the things I don't like about YouTube is I can't see you guys or talk to you guys. Like you can't cue in your mic. And now I'm mad at YouTube for like that whole clusterfuck. So I don't know. Maybe Zoom and we're going to have to do like make sure it's only 40 minutes. I don't know. But hopefully I will have a better, more permanent solution for the live stream next week. It really shouldn't be that hard. I don't know why Jitsi started sucking all of a sudden. That's pretty lame. But anyways, yes. I had a client send me a nasty Facebook message like an hour before this. So I think I'm just like holding on to like some residual like negativity or whatever. So we're going to move on from that. And now we are in the stream. I know 2 other people were waiting over there. So okay, yeah. So it looks like I think a couple people are still on the wrong link, but I did post the new link in the chat box. So hopefully whoever it is sees it. I don't know. This is not ideal, but you know, we're doing our best. So yeah, let's get into class. And hopefully people move over. I just don't want to be like waiting forever for people to move over if, you know, in the event that they never move over. So yes, grab your tea, roll out your yoga mat, get nice and comfortable, and we will get class started. Okay, and of course, see, and that's the other thing. I feel like the screen is smaller, and I have like boxes everywhere, mess because I'm moving. It's just like, okay, we'll just throw some of this stuff over there. So, yep, we're going to start in a nice, comfortable seated position. We're going to get started with our centering and grounding meditation. Like I just said, I really need to, ground myself before we can continue into class. So we're just going to take some time here to allow ourselves to completely connect in, diving into this meditation, forgetting any outside stressors, any troubles, any worries. I promise nothing will happen in this next 40 minutes or so that we are spending together in this class that needs to be dealt with immediately. So right now, we're going to forget all of that. We're going to leave it far, far off of the mat, and we are going to give ourselves this time to heal and to restore. We're going to give ourselves this time to connect with our mind, our body, and our spirit. And we're just going to breathe for now. Nothing serious to do. Just letting the breath flow in and out of our bodies. Feeling the heart rate starting to slow. Feeling our stress levels starting to decrease. And allowing our minds to become clearer. Freeing ourselves from any of those distracting outside thoughts. Again, just being here in this moment, knowing that there is nowhere else for you to go, there's nothing else for you to do. Our job right now is to just breathe and to exist in this space, enjoying this time. Again, taking some time here to breathe, to connect. I apologize if you can hear any background noise. So here in this moment, let's take a few deep cleansing breaths. Okay, awesome. I just keep trying to make sure that people aren't dropping off. I'm like, trying to mitigate any technical difficulties. Yes, so let's take a few deep cleansing breaths here, letting the breath circulate throughout our bodies. And if you're just tuning in, we are doing our grounding and centering meditation. So we're allowing our minds to quiet and clear. We're allowing our physical bodies to slow down. We're just connecting here in this moment. Allowing ourselves to release and relax. Okay. So now we're going to move on into our physical yoga practice here. So we're just going to slowly start to roll our head down and then bringing our head back up to the side. So continuing this motion here, nice and gentle, feeling those muscles of the neck starting to release and relax. Breathing with the movements. Starting to feel some of that tension releasing from the head and from the neck. So we're going to lift our head back up into the center here. Okay. We're going to take our right hand onto the mat directly beside our hips. We're going to take a deep breath in, reaching that left arm up above our head. Nice big stretch into the center here, elongating our spine. Before we exhale, slowly releasing over to the right side. We're keeping both of our hips firmly grounding down into the mat. Feeling that left shoulder pressing backwards. So we're keeping our chest nice and open. What just happened? Oh, okay. Anyways, nice deep breaths here, breathing into the side body. And on our next inhale, we're lifting back up into the center, exhaling, melting our arm down. So now we're connecting the left palm onto the mat directly beside our hips. Taking another deep breath in, we're going to reach that right arm up this time. Nice deep breath into the center, elongating the spine before slowly coming over the left. And again, we're keeping both of our hips firmly grounding down into the mat so we can get that nice stretch in our side body. Breathing into our side. And slowly lifting back up into the center. Exhaling, melting the right arm down. And here we're going to take another deep cleansing breath here in the center. Filling the lungs completely with that fresh air. And exhaling, letting go of any residual stress or tension that we might be holding on to here. All right, so we're going to press the bottoms of our feet together now. And we're just going to take our elbows and our forearms, and we're just very gently pressing down on our inner thighs, opening up our hips a little bit more, allowing our neck to be in this neutral position. And breathing into the position, sending the breath down our spine, into our hips. Feeling all of those muscles starting to loosen and release. Slowly lifting back up. We're going to take our right arm just on the opposite side of our leg. Twisting. So we're looking over our right leg here. Nice deep breath in. Again, elongating that spine. We're sitting up nice and tall. And as we exhale, we're just coming over our leg, pointing our nose towards our knee, only going as far as feels comfortable here. And here in this position, we're getting a little bit of a spinal twist. Nothing, too much, nothing too intense. Just a light twist in the spine. Breathing into the position. Slowly lifting up, twisting towards the opposite leg. So we're taking our left arm on the other side of our leg. Deep breath in and exhaling to release. Slowly lifting up, untwisting our back. So from here, we're going to transition into a position on our hands and knees. So when we're in this tabletop position, that's what this pose is called, tabletop. So when we're here, we want our wrists to be directly beneath our shoulders, and we want our knees to be directly beneath our hips. That helps us kind of keep our balance in these positions, keeps us nice and even. So we're going to circulate through our cat-cow pose sequence. So first, we're going to draw a nice big deep breath in. And as we do that, we're going to be rounding our back up towards the ceiling, tucking our chin inwards towards our chest. And as we exhale, we're pressing our belly down, arching our back, and lifting our chin into cow pose. Feeling that stretch in the belly, feeling the chest opening up. On our next in-breath, we're slowly rolling our way up into that cat pose, rounding our back. Exhaling, pressing down into cow. Inhaling, lifting up. And exhaling, pressing down. So you're going to continue these movements at the pace of your own breath. And we're remembering when you're kind of circling up and down with the cat-cow pose, you're following the flow of your own breath. So inhaling to come up into cat, exhaling to sink down into cow. Remembering those nice, slow, smooth transitions in between those poses. So the journey in between is just as important as the end result pose. And once you make your way all the way up or all the way down, you're finding the full expression of that pose. So kind of sinking as deep as you can into those positions. And following the breath all the way there. Nice, slow, deep, mindful breaths. Slow, deep, mindful movements. And we're going to slowly come back up into this center position, into our neutral back tabletop pose. All right, so once you're here, we're going to tuck our toes under. And first, we're going to come into bear pose. So this is kind of like a nice preparatory pose I like to use for downwards dog, or like right before. And really all you have to do is first kind of connect with your body here. So we're tucking the toes under. We have that point of connection. And we're also feeling the hands pressing down into the mat. Feel each of the pads of your fingers connecting with the mat. And we are flexing those core abdominal muscles. So we're activating all of those core muscles. And then here, we're just lifting those knees off of the mat. So we're just hovering the knees a few inches off of the mat. Again, we're flexing those core muscles. Breathing as we hold this position. And slowly placing the knees back down onto the mat. So I really like that one as a prep pose because it kind of, it starts to activate the arms and the legs. You're feeling your hands and your feet connecting with the mat. Engaging those core muscles. All things that are very important as we're moving into our downwards dog. So now again, let's kind of bring our mind back to the body. Going to slowly hover our knees, so we're in that bear pose, and then we're lifting our hips up, finding our downwards dog here. So your knees can be bent, they can be stretched out straight, but these are the things we want to focus on when we're in our downwards dog. So we want our point, we want our balance to be in the center of our body, so right at the peak of those hips. So we have our weight evenly distributed between the hands and the feet. We're feeling those hips actively reaching upwards towards the ceiling as we find that downwards dog position. You're continuously feeling the breath flowing in and out of your body. We do not want to be holding our breath in this pose. We don't really ever want to be holding our breath, but especially in these inverted positions, we want to make sure that that oxygen is flowing through our body. Our head is nice and relaxed here, so we have a neutral neck. And let's slowly drop the knees back down to the mat, untuck the toes, releasing the hips backwards. We're going to come into a child's pose here for a quick rest. So we're bowing our head down to the mat. We're stretching our arms out in front of us, and we're feeling our hips relaxing down towards our feet. And again, let's take some nice, deep, cleansing breaths here as we hold this position, allowing that oxygen to flow all over our body here. Nice deep breaths, letting your body relax. If you can reach, you can press your forehead down into the mat here and maybe gently rock the head side to side. Or sometimes if your head's kind of hovering, if you can't reach your head all the way down to the mat, it's nice to take like either a pillow, bolster, rolled up blanket, something like that to rest your head on. So you can find like a full restorative, restful variation of this pose. So those are a couple of nice options for you in this child's pose. So we're going to lift back up. Coming back to our tabletop pose, we're going to tuck our toes under. And once you feel ready, we're going to find that downwards dog once again. So this time as we're in downwards dog, we're going to move around a little bit. So first we're going to pedal out our legs. So just kind of alternating back and forth, rolling onto the ball of your foot, rolling onto those toes. And again, as you're in this position, you want to make sure that your weight is evenly distributed between your hands and your feet. All right, sinking those heels back down towards the mat. And then now, while we're here, we're going to be nodding our head up and down, kind of shaking some of that tension out of the head and the neck. Nice deep breaths here. Shaking the head back and forth like you're saying no. Taking another nice, big, deep breath in here. And as we exhale, we're slowly lowering our knees back down to the mat. Tucking our toes under, sending our hips backwards. Let's find that child's pose again. So again, you can find whatever variation of this child's pose feels best for you. You You can even take like a pillow or rolled up blanket under the hips, kind of closing the gap in between your feet and your hips if your hips aren't sinking all the way down to your feet. Lifting back up onto our hands and knees. We're going to be sending our right leg forward, coming through the arms. So we're finding our low lunge with our back knee resting down onto the ground. You can have your hands on either side of that front foot. So on either side of your right foot here. We're just taking a quick look at our body. So we're here, we should have our knee either directly above that ankle or maybe even slightly behind. But we never really want to be bringing our knee beyond our toes because that can kind of lose some of the stability in the position. And occasionally that can cause injury. So for our purposes here, we're just going to keep our knee right above. So being mindful of our body, taking a look. Very light pressure on that back knee. Again, you can bring a cushion or kind of fold up the mat under that knee if it feels uncomfortable or if you have really sensitive knees or any injury there. So we're always listening to our body, always finding these accommodations, finding what works for us. Breathing into the hip space here, feeling those hips pressing forwards, feeling that nice stretch down the front of our left thigh in the back there. Feeling those hips opening up. And we're going to stretch our front leg straight. So we're repositioning our hips, kind of coming directly above that back knee. And then we're going to flex our foot in the front. And here we're just going to fold our upper body over our front leg as much as feels comfortable. You want to make sure your body's kind of square here so we have that front foot directly in front of our body in the center. Tucking our chin inwards towards our chest so we have that nice rounded back here. And we're going to slowly lift our head back up. So here we're going to be folding and tucking that front leg backwards. So you have a couple options. Sometimes you can either just kind of like come back through the middle, but sometimes that can feel really tight. So what I do occasionally is I'll take both of my hands onto the inside of that foot and then I'll send it around the side, if that makes sense. So again, like I was just saying, whatever you need to do to come back into that original tabletop pose. And now we're going to be sending our left leg forwards. So we're coming into our low lunge with the right knee gently pressing down into the mat. So taking some time here, looking at your body, making sure that front knee is directly above the front ankle. Our front foot is flat on the ground. And making whatever accommodations you need to make this pose nice and comfortable for you. You should be feeling a stretch here, but it should never be feeling painful or very uncomfortable. So we're breathing into the position, breathing into the hips, feeling that nice stretch here. And then we're slowly stretching our front leg straight, bringing our hips directly above that back knee, flexing our foot in the front, tucking our chin in towards our chest, nice rounded back here, stretching over that front leg. And sending our front leg back. So we're coming back into that tabletop pose. Let's actually come into a seated position on the knees here. We're giving ourselves some time to transition into this position. We're going to intertwine our fingers behind our back, slowly stretching our arms as straight as feels comfortable. So we're feeling those shoulder blades squeezing together. And this is a nice way to stretch out our shoulders, and you might feel that stretch down the arms as well. And it also opens up our chest, lifts our heart space. And then from here, if you want, if this feels like enough for you, you can just stay right here. That's perfectly fine. But if you want a little bit more, if you want to try something new, you can just very slowly come forward over those legs, pressing the forehead down into the mat. And this is kind of like a child's pose variation here with a stretch running down the arms. And we're going to slowly lift back up. Let's release the arms, giving them a gentle shake. And we're going to stretch our legs straight in front of us. So our hips are finding their way back down to the mat. So we're feeling our hips sinking down. Okay. And from here, we're just going to point and flex our feet. I'm going to take off my socks. So we're just working out some of the muscles and the joints and the ligaments in our feet. And then we're going to bring our feet back into like a relaxed, flexed position, maybe in between a flex and a point. We're going to draw a deep breath in, reaching our arms up above our head. Nice deep breath in, really elongating that spine. And as we exhale, we're slowly coming forward over our legs. Our hands are reaching towards our feet. Our chin is tucking inwards towards our chest, so we have that nice rounded back here. And we are breathing, nice deep breaths into the body. We're sending that breath down our spine and down our legs, feeling that nice hamstring stretch here. And trying our best to allow the rest of our body to relax here in this position. So the muscles of our face are softened, the jaw is unclenched, the pelvic floor is relaxed, the fingers and the toes are relaxed. Just doing a nice body scan as you hold this position, making sure that you're not holding any tension anywhere in your body. Really just sinking into this pose, allowing your body to relax, allowing your mind to be clear, and enjoying that nice healing stretch. Slowly lifting up. And from here, we're going to bend our knees. We're going to scooch our hips up our mat. So we have the bottoms of our feet pressing down into the mat here. Our hips are still connecting down with the mat. Let's just take a few deep cleansing breaths here. So in through the nose, filling the lungs completely, maybe holding the breath at the top for a moment, and then releasing the breath out of an open mouth, allowing all of the air to escape out of your lungs, getting rid of all of that old air so we can take another deep breath in through the nose, filling the lungs with nice, fresh, new air. Doing a couple more of those, really connecting with your body here, feeling the hips pressing down. Bringing that awareness into your body, allowing the mind to be calm and clear. And whenever you feel ready here, we're just going to slowly roll our way backwards. So you might want to take a quick look, making sure you have plenty of space just to roll backwards behind you. So we're slowly rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae until our back is fully resting down into the mat. So from here, we're feeling the back of our head pressing down into the mat. You're feeling the back of your hips. So we still have our legs bent here with the bottoms of our feet pressing down. We're just going to take a few moments here to allow our backs and all of the muscles in our back to fully relax down into the ground. Feeling our shoulder blades melting down the back of our head and the back of our hips. And letting that breath effortlessly flow in and out of your body. So we're going to take our left ankle here and we're just crossing our left ankle over the right thigh, slightly below our knee. And we're lifting both legs up in towards our chest. We're going to intertwine our fingers behind that right thigh, and we're giving our legs a gentle pull in towards our body. So if this feels really tight, or if you can't reach behind your thigh with your arms, you can always take like a scarf or a belt, or really like even a towel, like any piece of fabric, and you can loop it around the back of your thigh, and you can use that to pull your legs in. Oh, I don't have a watch. Okay. We're breathing here in this position. Slowly releasing our arms down to the mat, lowering the legs. And from here, we're actually going to cross our left leg fully over the right. So your legs are kind of crossed like they would be if you were sitting in a chair. That's how I like to describe it. And then we're going to open up our arms out to either side of our body. If you're limited for space, you can flip your hands up, so kind of creating like a goalpost shape with your arms. Or you can have your arms stretched straight out to the side if you have plenty of space around you. And here, you're just going to gently allow your legs and, move your tea or any beverages if you have one right there. So we're just going to gently allow our legs to fold over to the side. So we're feeling that nice twist in the back. So we're kind of trying to keep both of our shoulders pressing down into the mat here. But if that feels really uncomfortable to keep that left shoulder pressing down, you can kind of roll onto your side body a little bit here and just allow those legs to relax down into the ground. But if you have that left shoulder still connecting down into the floor, you're going to get a lot deeper of a spinal twist here. Slowly lifting our legs back up into the center. We're going to uncross that left leg, pressing the bottom of our foot down into the mat. And this time we're going to cross our right ankle over the left thigh, slightly below the knee, lifting those legs up. Again, doing whatever you got to do to make this pose nice and comfortable. So grabbing like a yoga strap, belt, whatever, or just using your arms. Nice deep breaths here, allowing yourself to relax. Slowly releasing our arms down to the mat, lowering our legs down. From here, we're going to cross that right leg fully over the left leg. So we're going in for the other side, opening up your arms to either side of your body and gently allowing your legs to float over to the left side, getting that nice twist in your spine. Again, if that is too much, if it's too intense, you can totally kind of start to roll onto your side body and lift that right shoulder up off of the mat. We're slowly lifting back up into the center. And from here, we're going to take both of our knees in towards our chest. We're going to wrap our arms around our legs, and we're going to give our legs a nice hug in towards our body and just gently rocking side to side. Getting a nice little back massage here as we rock side to side. Slowly releasing our arms down to the mat with our palms flipped facing up. We're going to slowly stretch our legs down to the mat. All the way down. So we're coming into our final Savasana meditation here. So allowing the eyes to gently close here. And this is another one, if it feels uncomfortable on your back to have the legs extended straight, you can either bend the legs in, or if you're pregnant or something like that, you might want to roll onto your side, or you can come into a meditative position in a seated position. So kind of listening to your body here and doing whatever you need to do to find the utmost, most comfortable position. We like to lay down in the Savasana because it's kind of like the path of least resistance, right? So sometimes it's very easy to relax and come into those deep meditative states when you're in that supine position, fully relaxed down. But if that's uncomfortable for you, find whatever position is most comfortable. So here we're going to slowly sink into our ending meditation. So we have our eyes closed, trying to keep our body as relaxed as possible. The muscles of the face are softened. The jaw is unclenched. And we have those nice, gentle breaths flowing in and out of our body here. Allowing ourselves to be completely relaxed. Our mind is clear. Allowing ourselves to be completely present in this moment. Allowing ourselves to fully and deeply connect with our mind, our body, and our spirit. Enjoying each moment exactly as we are. As each moment passes, and with every breath you take, feeling yourself sinking deeper and deeper into this meditative state, releasing anything that is no longer serving you, allowing yourself to let go of any sickness, allowing yourself to let go of any negative memories, allowing yourself to release anything that is no longer serving you, anything that is not contributing to your best self. Letting all of that go. And from here, we have plenty of space within ourselves to fill ourselves with anything that we are lacking, anything that we need at all. Welcoming in that strength, that positivity. Welcoming in all of the good feelings that we are needing right now. Welcoming in that healing energy. Allowing ourselves to come into balance. And enjoying these moments here. And whenever you feel ready, you can slowly start to roll up to your side body, taking some time on your side here. Nice, slow, gentle transition. And whenever you feel ready, slowly rising up into a comfortable seated position. Keeping the eyes gently closed, staying in this meditative state. Slowly lifting our hands up into prayer at the heart center and gently bowing our head. Satnam and Namaste. All right. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I apologize for the technical difficulties in the beginning there, but there's always a solution. So I don't know if any of our new people stuck around. We had a couple of new people. Again, this is YouTube, so this platform, I can't really tell who it is, which is kind of a bummer. So like I said, I will try to look into another streaming platform that is perfect. Maybe I will just have to create one because it seems like every time we find something that's working good, like months later, like a year into it, it's like, actually, I don't think I want to work good anymore. So, but that's fine. We'll just go with the flow and, do whatever works for us. Adapt and overcome, as they say. But yes, we should, unless next week is Thanksgiving, which I don't think it is, right? We should be here next week. Let me just take a brief look at the calendar. Yes. So we will be here next week, but the following week is Thanksgiving. So we will be taking Thanksgiving off, but we will be here next week. Maybe on YouTube, maybe on a different platform. But as usual, I will update everybody. Yeah. So see you next time.